Welcome back to the daily discussion. So I was coaching someone the other day, and during the progression of the conversation, I felt it was a good idea to do a well, better, how. Now, I mistakenly started with better just because it kind of fit in where we were in the conversation, but I don't think that was the right choice for multiple reasons. One, it's called the exercise is called well, better, how for a reason because you should start with well. And the reason being is that it primes you for thinking positive first, and then you get into what can we do better by adding to or improving some things rather than thinking the other way around. Because what ended up happening was he had no problem talking about what he wanted to do better next time, and he had some good points, and there was nothing really wrong with that. But when we got to the part of what he did well, he kept quantifying it with a but at the end. So it's like, I did this well, but I could do X better. And it's like, well, that it kind of defeated the point of the conversation. And again, I don't know if it's because I primed him wrong in the first place, or if that was how he was conditioned, or there was a something from as he developed his thinking patterns, from childhood or whatever. Either way, it was a great teaching point for him and for this platform to say, the reason why we want to be able to accept just the well, say without quantifiers, is because it allows us to separate things, right? So we want to be able to have that ability to look at what we're doing and say, we did this well, and accept it for what it is. We'll have limitations. You're going to have constraints. You may have lack of knowledge, lack of skills, lack of abilities, lack of just time doing something in terms of experience, something like that. So of course, there's always going to be improvements to be made, but that doesn't mean we can't celebrate in the moment those little things that we feel we did well with what we have at that time. And then we can learn ways to improve it later on as we accept what we're doing well. We want to then naturally improve it, via just trial and error later on. So it was important for me to point that out to him and just say, look, I think that this is something that we want to work on then, and say, look, we want to be able to accept what we're doing well without any quantifiers. Now, again, I know that from personal experience because I have done that myself, where it's like I've not ever really truly accepted some of the things when I do them well, and because I just want to say, well, I could have done it better. Well, of course I could have, but with that mentality, it's held me back in a lot of situations because I've never been willing to go have that confidence and that bravado and just say no, I felt really good about that. I actually think I did that really well. And instead, I'm like, oh, I need to do better. And then that mentality gets stuck in you, and then you just never progress because you're always constantly comparing yourself to something that's not ever going to be there. Actually, you're basically trying to make yourself perfect, but it's never going to be perfect. So, I don't know. Hopefully, that helps somebody else and lets you understand it's okay to accept where you are in that moment and say, I did that well with what I have, and I'm going to be okay with that. And then just keep working on it. Let me know if that helps.